Nerds. This is the Pretty Nerdz podcast. Let's get into it.
Now point your fingers up to the sky and talk through your nose way up high. Spin and dip and jump and cavort and finish it off with a laugh and snort.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pretty Nerdz podcast. This is your girl Falan DeAnn.
And this is your girl May.
How's everything been going?
Look, Lord, listen to my voice. I sound horrible. Anywho, I had to take a drink right there. Goodness. So for me, it's just been transition. I think that's my word for this month. Transition. Trying to figure some things out in terms of, like, I know I said I was going to go back to school, and then I started questioning myself again, like, do I really want, like, I want my MBA, but at the same time, it's like, is it just because I want it? Do I really think it's going to accomplish more? Like, you know what I mean? Or should I just go for a professional designation? Like, do I want to spend the money on it? After doing, you know what I mean? After going through all those, like, listening to all those speaking to school people again and seeing how much it actually costs, I'm like, I don't know. But a part of me just really wants to accomplish it and be like, I have my MBA, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What about on your end?
Everything's been okay. Just, August was rough, so I'm praying for a better September. Definitely in the going back to school phase, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try fall, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna try spring. So I got my fingers crossed. Hopefully, I can get all my paperwork and stuff in. I just been bullshitting.
Right.
So yeah.
See, that's another thing, is that I really don't want to take this damn GMAT. But at the same time, it's like, but I wonder if I go back to, because I know they say you shouldn't go back to the school you graduated from, but like, I wonder if I go back to the University of Memphis, do I have to take the GMAT? Since I already graduated from there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's something to look into, because you know what? I will go back.
Because if I could skip that, like, I don't know. I just don't feel like sitting through, and that test costs so fucking much money. You're like, man, I don't understand why they charge you for having to take this test, and you got to pay then to go to school, plus books, like, ugh.
And then just the studying for it is torturing you. Like, okay, I can buy the study guide, but it's like, it's that one study guide is enough. It's just, yeah.
Exactly. And it's just like, obviously, I've been working for a gajillion years now.
Yeah.
I'm capable of doing work in school. Like, and plus I graduated from college the first time. And I did that when I was young and partying. Like, I think I can accomplish it.
I get it done.
Exactly. I think I can accomplish it. But nonetheless, I guess you can't fault schools for making their money how they make their money. I don't know. All right. So I guess we can go ahead and jump into the hot topics for this week. It's been a little bit since we've been on, so some of these topics may be a little old. I think we tried to keep them as current as possible, though. Most of the topics I think we got are from this week, hopefully. If anything is a little bit old, then, oh well, you'll just hear it again. But nonetheless, I say we start on a happy moment. Happy birthday to Zendaya. Today is her 25th birthday. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl.
Yeah.
I think she's such a good role model to, the young kids out there. She's just, working her butt off, constantly working. She tries to stay positive. She's conscious about, talking about the colorism and the fact that she feels, okay, yes, I may benefit from it, but she doesn't, she'll insist on working with roles. Like I believe on her first show that she had on Nickelodeon, they wanted her to have a biracial family, and she insisted that they not only had a full Black family, but a dark-skinned Black family. So, I mean, I applaud her in so many ways. I know a lot of people rag on her, especially they'd be like, she's not a great actress, but she's always booking roles and blah, 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 blah. But I just think she's a positive girl. She keeps her head down. She works her butt off. So happy birthday to her.
Definitely. And I don't think she's a bad actor. I think everybody, I feel for Disney actors, there's a transition because you're going from catering to children to like
adults.
Now I'm in like, films and all of this stuff. So, I like her and I love like Law Roach is her stylist and he dresses her like perfectly, even for like her body, her being slim, like perfectly.
Yeah, she always looks age appropriate.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Like when she did did you see her for the premiere of Space Jam? And she had like, it was coordinated kind of with the outfit that her character wore in Space Jam, but it was still mature. Like it was so cute. And I was like, you are correct. He does an amazing job on her when it comes to styling. Like they never miss in my opinion. I don't think I've can remember an outfit where I was like, nah.
I'm with you. Like I always feel like he gets it right. And like I said, he fits her body. I think because it can be a lot wrong, even though she's slim. You're like, oh, she can wear anything. I still feel like he knows, like, okay, this is just gonna work. Right. We might have to get tailored, but he knows, like, okay, let's get it done. But I love all that he does. So
she definitely, and not only that, she to me has like a very traditional, like when we think of like supermodels from back in the day, she's that tall, slim body type. So I feel like a lot of designers probably adore her anyway. So it's probably easier to find clothes for her. And then, so he probably gets like batches of clothes and then he just puts it together so effortlessly and beautifully. Like I'm with you. She kills it in the style game. Let's see what else. Happy news. CLB, this happened for me. CLB is finally dropping September 3rd. So on Friday, Drake is finally dropping CLB. I'm preparing myself because it seems like it's gonna have some toxicity on there. Seems like it's gonna be a little toxic. You know how these men's be. They be in their feelings. So
the album cover alone lets you know that it's going to be toxic.
Yeah.
Like, did you see like I just saw it where they were saying like Pusha T like the tweet saying that the album cover was basic. And I'm like,
but your boy Kanye's album cover was a fucking black screen.
Right. I was like, why are you? And that's what basically like, so did Kanye just not drop an album with just black?
I'm just like, Pusha T's obsession with Drake is ridiculous. Like he needs to move on already. Drake clearly didn't move on. He ain't focused on Pusha T. Pusha needs to move on. Like his obsession with Drake is ridiculous.
And it really is like the whole clan, like even Kanye, I'm like, bruh, chill.
Yeah. Like, did you see the little stunt where Kanye leaked? Well, he didn't leak Drake's address, but he posted Drake's address on his Instagram. And I'm just like, people was like, well, it's not a big deal to Drake because Drake's address is public. But I'm like, at the same time, in my opinion, it is a big deal because, yeah, Drake's address is public, but it's almost like you posting it up there is like, what if you get some crazy fan who's like a super crazy Kanye fan? They take that as a call to action. Let me run up on Drake's house. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter if his address is public or not. You don't know what triggers crazy people.
As well, like, why are you releasing his address? And then when Rick Ross spoke out, I was like, not even in defense of either one of them. You released his address. It's like, bro, grow the fuck up.
Yeah. Exactly. So we shall see. I'm anticipating Drake's album way more. You know, I don't fuck with Kanye, so I didn't even listen to the record. I wasn't giving it a shot. To all the people who do, that's y'all business, but Kanye just not in my book of like, nah, he ain't for me.
Listen, I not even want her. Like, even just looking at the little, like, what is it? Album listening parties or whatever. I'm like, this is just some stupid ass bullshit. Like,
And the things that people call genius is beyond the fuck out of me.
Oh,
I was like, man, y'all really don't know what genius is. That's all I'm gonna say. The shit y'all call genius is beyond me. Kanye ain't it. He ain't it.
It's gonna be my rent for the week. Be like,
y'all overuse the word genius.
Where are y'all getting genius from? I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, there are producers that are genius that make good music. He's just not one of them. I'm like, I feel like after Flashing Lights, it was kind of whatever. I don't remember like being hype about another Kanye song. I'm like, I don't get it. And like even listening to like I did, read the critiques of his album. I'm like, I will do that. I'm like, everybody, for the most part, that I trust their musical judgment, even though we might not listen to same things, like, yeah, he could have kept.
Yeah, they say it's mid. They say he got maybe at most, the most I've been seeing from a lot of people is at most maybe 5 joints on there out of 27. So yeah. That's below mid in my opinion, but a lot of them are saying it's mid. Like,
like, bro, 5 out of 20, and that's probably them being generous. And I mean, even the way that he did, like, bro, you got all these people to put verses on this album, and then you like, yep, not gonna use any of them. And I mean, I understand some things don't make the cut, but it seems like a pretty running thing with him.
Yeah. I don't know, girl. I do not know. Nonetheless, what do you think about, since we're speaking on Kanye and Donda, what do you think about the whole stunt with Kim K in the wedding dress?
It was tacky. I don't like. They belong together. I know people like, oh, he married, Kim and blah, blah. They belong together. They're both media whores.
I think so too. Whores. Yeah. I agree.
I mean, there's no other way for me to put it. Like, they literally thrive off fucking attention, whether it's good or bad. They don't care. I'm like, that's the reason why she went through with that stunt and saying, oh, we're still probably getting a divorce and all that. So, like, it was just, to me, it was like, what the fuck is?
It's weird, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, attention divorced. It was just, like I said, it was weird to me, him trying to be like, I read an article where they was like, oh, he was trying to bring out Donald Trump. And I'm like, bro, like shit like that, like, why Kanye?
Yeah. Had Marilyn Manson on this, especially with all of the allegations that Marilyn Manson is facing for sexual assaulting women, like to even have him on a stage for an album that you're promoting as about God and this and that, and then you have somebody like that. By the way, Marilyn Manson is a known Satanist, right? He does not believe, he is actually all the stuff that y'all accuse Lil Nas X of, he is an actual Satan. So and so to have him on the stage where it's supposedly, as people are saying, this is about him talking about God and this, that, and the other, and his faith, and I'm just like, so how does that, you know what I mean? Like, how does that correspond? I'm confused.
It like none of it made sense. And I was like, are you just, and then again, that goes to the attention grabbing and you not really, quote unquote, making music. Like, you got all these people that I guess so much has been counseled for a good reason. Like, oh, I'm just gonna pull him up, like you pulling the baby out. Talking about he was the only one said that he would vote for me publicly. Boy, shut your ass up. Goddamn well.
Exactly. A mess, a whole mess on all of those fronts. Anywho, we can move on from that. Let's jump into the sad news. Condolences to Nene Leakes and her family. It was confirmed today that her husband, Greg, passed away at the age of 66 from, was it colon cancer?
Mm-hmm.
From colon cancer. So prayers, love, light, all of that to her and her family during their time of grievance. Condolences. I mean, it seemed like he fought for a long time, so hopefully they were able to make some type of peace in that end, towards the end of it. It didn't seem like, from what Nene was saying, it didn't seem like it was unexpected. I think they kind of knew it was coming up upon that time. So, but nonetheless, it's still kind of sad. It's still sad to, to go through that.
And I definitely, like, I let me see, I want to say it was in 2018, maybe 17, where I know he was going through that whole battle the first time, and they was trying all of these different routes before chemo. And like she released a statement this past week. It was like, oh, he's passing and all that stuff like that. So he's just like, he's really one of like my favorite housewives husbands. Like there, I was like, oh my, like I just couldn't. I was like, that is just, it's really sad. And he really loved his wife. Like it's so, refreshing to see somebody really love their wife and so loud and proud about, loving their wife on national television. Not to have any scandals and like, oh, Greg Leak is doing blah. Like he really loved his wife. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is like a tough time for her and, their family. So definitely sending them all the love and light and prayers that's possible. That's just, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a tough time. Definitely sucks to hear. Like when I saw it come across, I was super sad for her and her family. Because I know, like I said, I know he's been battling it for a while. So I just hope that if they take anything, because as having watched somebody battle cancer, it's the way that it kind of eats at them and sucks the life out of them. It's hard to watch those last couple of days anyway. And you almost hope for them, like, that they reach peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I like see that, like my grandfather. So I can like, I know all cancers like wreak havoc on your body, but it's just something about, I feel like pancreas and colon, I don't know. It's just,
most people you see with pancreatic and, like you said, pancreatic cancer and colon cancer, it's almost like, they just kind of riddle away in just some of the most, you know what I mean? Some of the most horrible ways. Like they lose so much. Cancer sucks, period.
Yeah.
So let's go to some lighter news. Let's bring it back to the light side again. Quick sports news. Ben Simmons, it's been reported for a while now since the playoffs, but it's really being heavily reported now. He officially is done with Philly. He wants out. He said he is willing to be traded to any of the other 29 NBA teams. He does not care. He just does not want to play for the Philadelphia 76ers anymore. And then in the football world, Cam Newton, obviously, I think everybody kind of saw this news pop up because it was a huge headline, but Cam Newton was released by the Patriots yesterday, I believe. So that's pretty much the world of sports right now. That's pretty much the two main things that everybody is talking about anyway. And then moving on from that, we jumped from Donda because we really didn't want to talk about it, but we jumped from that. There was recently that Breakfast Club, where the Breakfast Club was talking about it, and Envy pretty much went in on Kanye and his team, calling him a clown, calling them clowns, saying they enable him, that they feel like a lot of people feel like he's pretty much unstable, but his team kind of just enables him and everything like that. What were your thoughts on that?
I definitely agree with DJ Envy. And I know like a lot of people were like in the blog comments and all, it was like, oh, it's hard dealing with somebody with a mental illness, especially bipolar. And I agree. But I also think that you can still enable people with mental illness. And I definitely think that's what's happening, especially given Pusha T's obsession with Drake and things like that. It's like, if it benefits you or it's like him being out there in the main light and antagonizing, you're fine with it. like even when you look at Kim K and going out there in the fucking wedding dress, if we get a divorce, I'm not gonna indulge in this stupid ass bullshit with you. Goodbye.
Basically.
Like certain stuff like that, like, bro, you gotta, like, I honestly don't think that they're saying, hey, you need to chill. Hey, you need to take your freaking medicine. Hey, you shouldn't. I don't get that from them. I get like, you know, maybe when he was back here on that whole little Twitter rant, maybe they said something to him, but I don't think of recent that they've really said anything. And it's like, are you real life saying, hey, you need help? I have very little sympathy for Kanye because I'm like, Kanye is quote unquote worth $1 billion. And if he's not worth $1 billion, he's very wealthy, where he doesn't even have to go the route that regular people or people with less have to go through to get medication, to get proper medication, to get proper care. Like he can literally afford around the clock care and still would not even be close to broke.
Right.
And I'm like, there are people that are out here that are functioning and not pulling the bullshit that he's pulling, and they're bipolar and have other things that are going on as well. So I was like, I feel like personally, his people, if they are holding him accountable, it's not enough. And I still think even with people around like, oh, his mother passed away. Listen, people bury their parents every day. And they not going on with this fucking foolishness Kanye going on with. And stop blaming that woman for his bullshit.
Right. Because at the end of the day, like you said, he has all of the resources to, if he was still grieving that, see a therapist. That's what therapy's for. You got the resources to do that. See a therapist. Get proper grief counseling.
Listen, that's what I don't understand. I'm like, he has all these fucking resources. Again, my personal opinion, I feel like when his mother passed away, it was like a green light. I'm gonna do all this bullshit. Cause I'm like, I honestly, she probably kept him in check, like, Kanye, don't go out there and do this stupid ass shit, or don't fucking embarrass me.
Listen,
I raised your ass better than it.
You already know. That was my whole take, and this is just completely going off on a tangent, but I was just thinking about when all them celebrities was coming out talking about they wasn't bathing. I was just thinking, who raised y'all? Because my mama would have hopped on a plane and popped me in my mouth for even getting on TV embarrassing her talking about I did not bathe. What the hell?
Her Cruz black ass gonna tell me, yeah, I ain't got, boy, shut your ass up. We know you itching for white approval gonna get on here talking about you don't bathe. We know. You ain't telling us nothing we don't already know.
A hot mess. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, and look, I knew I wasn't alone because I saw a bunch of Black people was on there like, what? You do what? Y'all don't bathe. Y'all nasty. Oh, I saw one girl on Twitter. She was like, oh, I'm clutching my pearls. Seeing all the people talking about they don't wash their legs, they don't use washcloths, they don't wash they behind their ears, they don't wash their necks. Like y'all just running around out here nasty.
There used to be like not for me, but like for my younger brother when we was younger, like, let me see your neck behind your ears. Making sure that you clean. It's just like that whole little thing, and about like, again, this is a tangent off topic, but even about like people saying, oh, I only wash my sheets once a year. What? You've been laying on sheets? What was y'all doing when y'all was younger?
They don't wash how?
Because we had to take the sheets off our bed every week.
Like once a year?
Once a year.
Jeez.
I was like, so y'all been frolicking around with body secretions all this for a whole year.
I like sheets too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to switch my shits. Because I just like the feel of different sheets.
And then imagine like it be them days where like you clean up your whole house, the bed smells nice and fresh, you take a shower and you lay down and your body just like, thank you. Like, y'all don't be getting that satisfaction from clean jeans.
Girl, listen. Oh, anywho, that was a complete tangent, but nonetheless, totally worth the conversation. Another quick hot topic, some more laughs we can get in. Your boy Trick Daddy at it again.
Trick Daddy dolls.
He talked. He was on. I think it was it Drink Champs, where he was discussing how he enjoys getting the booty ate. I guess. I don't know who's doing it for him. His ex-wife officially came out. She said, "Nah, Blair, don't put me in that. That's not me. I'm not in that conversation." But hey, listen. Our homeboy Tank, he jumped in the conversation, said, "Hey, if he like it, ain't nothing wrong with that." Because we all know Tank has admitted to enjoying that himself. So hey, I say do you. I don't kink shame nobody. Do what you do, but
Even it's Trick Daddy. Like,
there's places that I just ain't willing to go.
he looked like melted chocolate.
Places I am just willing not to go.
Literally. Like, the fact that you having sex with Trick Daddy is enough. I mean, you gonna go take it that far?
Right? Look, hey, different people, man, different people. Anyway, that was our laugh for the day. Let's go ahead and jump into the last two hot topics we got, probably the more seriouser topics. As we all are aware, after 20 years in Afghanistan, the last U.S. troop left on August 31st. I think it was around like 3 p.m. Eastern time. They officially boarded the plane and left Afghanistan after 20 years in what seemed like a forever war. Obviously not without controversy, not without tons of lives lost, including the 13 that were lost last week in that suicide bombing at the Kabbalah airport. Nonetheless, the war has finally come to an end. What are kind of your thoughts? I know because both of us are around the same age, so we would have been like in, I guess, what, middle school-ish?
I was in was I in 10th grade or 9th grade?
9th or 10th, yeah.
I was in 10th grade.
Yeah. I think I was in, I don't know, 01. Yeah. 01, I was in some space in middle school. So we had, you know what I mean? Like, so we've been pretty much since the beginning, kind of beginning starts of this whole thing. And so we've kind of seen it from September 11th all the way through. Like, I remember literally sitting in class and remember when September 11th took place. So it's like, and now to kind of finally see it play out, to see that image of the last troop getting on the plane and finally the war being over. It's definitely one of those things where it's like, man, you never realize how long it went on until you like sit back and think about it.
Yeah, it's just to be like, bro, I was in like the beginning stages of high school and I'm in my mid-30s. Like,
right.
Like, I will say I definitely think we're going back. I
I
feel
hope
like
not.
the withdrawal was let's put an end to it for history's sake. We're gonna put it's gonna be a comma, not necessarily a period, but I feel like for history's sake to say, oh, we ended this war, let's go ahead and move out. I do think, like I said, for the attack, and I don't trust the Taliban. Like, I'm just gonna be 100% honest. I don't trust it. I feel like they did enough to be like, oh, we're gonna do better. But the fact that people are still fleeing, they know better than anybody, they're gonna be with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the woman reporter that they first interviewed when they announced the withdrawal, she fled the country. So I'm like, I don't think it's not over. I do think they're gonna be on their bullshit. I am relieved that our soldiers are home, because I do think, like, bro, it has to be an end to this.
Right.
And from all of the things that I've read, is that they knew the government was going to collapse. They just didn't expect that it was going to happen so soon.
Right.
And even for and I know, like, I've seen a lot of things, like, people like, oh, they left Americans over there, blah, 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 blah. Just want to be clear. The U.S. government is fucked up, but they gave them notice. If you want to leave, get your shit together. We're coming to get you. So, but you still had people over there bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, at this point though, like, in terms of us going back, like, I don't know what more can we do? Because at some point, like they said, at some point, the people have to want to fight for their own country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that we can protect US, protect home, and keep people there, our soldiers there forever to protect your country too. At some point, we had to offer, you know what I'm saying, hand the reins out. We trained you. You said you was ready. You know what I mean? At some point, it had to happen. And if they not going to fight for their own country, what more could we do? Even if we went back, it's like, what else could we do there? You know what I mean? Because we've seen, we was there for 20 years and we gave them all that training, all the equipment. And as soon as we was said we was leaving, they literally just dropped their guns and surrendered. So, like, well, I don't know what else the world expects for us to do. They complain about the US being involved in everything, but yet they don't want us to pull out and be like, you know, the rest of the world. I don't even understand how the rest of the world could complain. Y'all backed out years ago.
Listen, only one still there. Like I said, I'm happy they're home. I hope we stay that way. I just feel like it's not. But like I said, I'm hoping for the best. I definitely feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust them. It's just, for me, it's crazy just reading all the reports and people and their criticism. Like, I feel like no matter if we would announce the date, we didn't announce the date, it was going to be messy.
Yeah.
Because everybody is not on the same page. And I do think the way that they did it was best. Is like, hey, we're leaving. Let's go. Because the more time that you gave people, especially extremists, because you saw the 13 people that were killed, that was a suicide bomber. I think if you would have gave them a lot of advance notice, more of that would have happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't say that I knocked them, and they did notify the Americans that were there, like, hey, we're coming. So they had advance notice that you need to get your stuff together.
Yeah.
So
I definitely, you know, I definitely think mistakes were made. You know,
yeah.
Biden could have did better in terms of the deployment of how the, you know, the us leaving was handled. I think he could have done better. There's always room for improvement there, but at the end of the day, like, I don't think that there, at least I can say for the vast majority of people, you know, being that I live in a, you know, in a military town, the vast majority of people are like, listen, man, it was time to go. It was, you know, it was time to bring the soldiers home.
What did your dad say about it?
My daddy said they should have been left. Because, you know, my daddy was deployed literally. So September 11th happened, and then I don't know, he left. I want to say he went straight to Iraq after that. I don't know, maybe wasn't even a month, maybe a month. I don't know. But he was gone like right after that. That was back before they even moved to, well, I'm sorry, when they were in Afghanistan, like right at the beginning of it, where it was still like Osama bin Laden was still on the, you know what I mean? So it was like right when it was the supreme danger, right after September 11th. And he was there for almost 2 years and then came back. And then, so he said they should have been, you know, pulled out just like the rest of the world. Like there was no, once they trained the troops, you know, that was the mission. They were to go there, help them to restabilize their government and, you know, from being taken over from the Taliban. And we saw that. They trained the officers, they had a president in place, everything like that. And then when we pull out, they just surrendered. So it was like nothing else you could really do.
Right. And I mean, they immediately, I was like, damn, y'all not even gonna wait.
Listen, didn't have no fight in y'all. Just
y'all like the US dog, we gone.
I don't know, girl. Nonetheless, obviously, there, like you said, I definitely think we know there's going to be more talk about it anyway. But we'll see what else kind of comes from that. What else arises from that? I'm with you. I don't really trust the Taliban as far as them being saying that they've changed and that they'll allow women to be, you know, get education and to be out, blah blah blah. I don't know. From the way that the women wouldn't even, once the Taliban took over power again, women wouldn't even be seen. Women or children weren't even seen out in the streets. Like, it just lets you know the people who are there fear them. So I don't know. We'll see. So wait and see things. So we shall see. And then our final hot topic for this week is Miss Rose McGowan. She went on a little rant and decided, she said Oprah was, what is she was like, she's the worst of the worst, or she's a fake or some shit like that because she was friends with Harvey Weinstein.
Yep, because she was friends with him and she's fake and all of this stuff. The issue that I have with, first of all, is this was not a person of like little stature or something like that. This was an executive. A lot of people work with him, and that trips me out that, sweetheart, you talk about Oprah, out of all the people that hung with him and probably took in, you know, the activities that he did, and it just irks me. I'm like, you come for Oprah. Like, so you weren't cool with nobody. Y'all be cool with all these people in the industry that be fucking pedophiles. I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. It's like a lot of people have time for her because, oh, you see her photograph with him. If I'm pretty sure if you go on Getty Images, it's a lot of people he's constantly photographing.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, she just rubs me the wrong way, especially with that coming DVSN lizard. I'm like, child, please.
Yeah. Rose McGowan just irks my nerves anyway. She is the typical white feminist. She is kind of the epitome of why I have an issue with feminism, and I don't even call it feminism anymore. I call it white feminism because essentially that's what it is. It's for them. They don't really give a shit about Black women. We're not incorporated in any of their strives that they make. Of course, they will use us as their mules. They will, as they did with the Me Too movement, again, started by a Black woman. And as you can see, the only people who seem to have benefited from that Me Too movement were the white feminists who took it over and used it as their let me take down all of, and again, I don't give a shit. Take them all down. You know, go for it. But what I'm saying is it again, where are the Black women's voices in it? Where are the Black women who are present in it? It's okay for us to be our mules, for us to be y'all mules, for us to do the work, to lay the groundwork, but it's always y'all screaming at the top over everybody. It's always y'all issues. It's all, you know what I mean? Like, y'all don't give a shit about Black women being the lowest paid, but the most educated. Like, you're never advocating for all women, as you say. You're only advocate for white women. And Rose McGowan is the epitome of that, in my opinion.
Yep. I remember like when the Me Too movement like first started, And it was like, oh yeah, we're behind. And then of course, like you said, they came in and basically stepped on the quote unquote little people. And then it became all about them. And like I said, even now with her, if you quote unquote, I mean, I don't know, like her just calling Oprah out, it just didn't sit well with me. It's like,
Right.
what about sisterhood, sweetheart?
Right.
And I'm saying, I don't feel like Oprah was like, oh yeah, Harvey is out here abusing all these women. I'm still gonna be friends with him, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I didn't get that vibe from her. I don't get that vibe from her. And I feel like a lot of people like, oh, well, you know, she didn't say nothing, she didn't speak out about it. What was she supposed to say about speaking out against Kim? I'm like, I mean, the shit was fucked up as it come. He hadn't said anything. Even when people made a, you know, comparisons like, well, they ain't do an interview with Harvey, but they did one with R. Kelly. They just can't interview this man. He has to want to be interviewed. What the fuck don't y'all get about that? R. Kelly wanted to be interviewed.
Speak
He
on.
took his stupid ass on there.
Hot mess, girl. I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm with you. I did, but Rose McGowan, period. Whenever I see something from her, I just essentially tune her out because she is just, she is just everything that to me is wrong with the quote unquote feminist movement. Like,
He was the one who said that. Maybe it wasn't her. But I feel like it was her talking about let's not have sex with our men until who the fuck you talking? They're got all that bullshit.
Oh girl, a mess. All right, so that's all we got for hot topics this week, I believe. Yeah. Oh wait, I did leave off one, and this is just a really quick hitter. Or did I already mention this? I don't know. Shit. Quick hitter, nonetheless. The Talk lost another host in Elaine Whitworth after Carrie-Ann Inaba announced that she was leaving the show earlier this year. Elaine Whitworth also announced that she was leaving. So now they're just down to, because Elaine was the replacement for Eve. So now they're just down to Cheryl, the other lady who was married to the Broadway guy, Jerry O'Connell, and I think that's it. I don't know. So we'll see how they decide if the show even continues. We'll see how they decide to move forward, who they replace it. I would like to see them bring some younger people on. I'm just throwing out in the ring. I know people don't really care for her, but I thought she was great on The Real. I think maybe they should bring in Tamar.
Yeah.
I think she would be good on it. She was good on no matter what people say, she was good on The Real. And I think she would be good on The Talk. So why not bring in Tamar as another voice, another, kind of filling that gap that Eve left. And then, I don't know, I would love to see, there's so many people that they can pull from, but I don't know. I just would like to see them maybe gear a little bit younger, bring in a younger audience, bring in some younger people onto the show to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. And I get them mixed up. So The Talk is the one with
comes on CBS.
Our wife dude, his wife Cheryl Osborne.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one, I would prefer them if they went a little bit younger. Because we know The View is gonna always be The View. It's gonna stick to its older audience, super heavy political, like, you know what I mean? It's not really, The View is not a show that you're gonna watch if you wanna watch fun. So nonetheless, so maybe The Talk can kind of fill that void a little bit, especially since I hear The Real is being canceled as well. So we'll see. Anywho, all right, so that's all we have for hot topics today. Let's go ahead and move quickly into the relationship portion of the show. All right, so I can kick us off because I like your question, so we'll save your question for last. So my question this week is, do you address when someone is sending you mixed signals, or do you just, throw the deuces and move on?
That one's hard. I feel like I've been both of those people. I would say for me, it depends on how I feel about you. Like if I like you, I'll be like, hey, where we stand with this thing to see what you say. But I have did that to somebody that I really, really like too, though. So I don't know. I will overall, I am one of those people that if you sending me mixed signals, I gotta go. Because one of my strongest love languages is words of affirmation. It's right up there. Like I think it's one off from quality time. Mm-hmm. Like it's quality time. And then right under that is words of affirmation. So I feel like if you are, on the line or you sending mixed signals, that does not work for me and my love language, how I need to be loved. So I don't put myself through that. And I think like younger need learn that lesson. Like, listen, if it's a mixed signal, leave. Like, get the fuck down, because that's only going to cause you greater heartache, longer bullshit. If it's a mixed signal beginning, it's just going to be a mixed signal. I have never, again, it's personal experience, but I have never experienced a guy that was sending mixed signals at first and it got better. So I just like, you know what? Mixed signals gotta go.
Okay. So I actually am right there with you. So my struggle though with that is that, how much I hate ghosting, right? Like I don't want to ever because I just feel like ghosting is so immature. But at the same time, I just feel like when it comes to somebody sending you mixed signals, it's like, I feel like a mixed signal in itself is a signal. Like, okay, if you're so wishy-washy, it's like complicated for you to speak to me, talk, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
then that's a signal in itself. This is not what you want. You're probably entertaining other people. I'm just something to do while something to do. You know what I'm saying? So no. So that's when I'll just throw the deuces and walk away. But it makes me feel away because in the sense it makes you feel like, okay, I hate ghosting and I want to confront it and be like, so you're sending mixed signals, what's good, blah, 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 like blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it's just like, it feels like a waste of energy because it's just like, I'm with you. Like I've never seen where a dude who was sending mixed signals automatically changed up and came back. Right. You know what I mean? I've never seen it. So yeah, just got to throw
even amongst my friends, like, we have a discussion about the men that we're dating, like, oh, he's sending mixed signals, blah, blah. Eventually it never goes past it. It's like, and we're looking on the outside or being the outside person that's, hearing the messages that person is receiving, it's like, girl, let that shit go. Of course it's different when you're in it, but like you can see the bullshit from out, like that's bullshit. Yeah, so just let it go.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree on that one. All right, so what's your question this week?
So my question is, have you ever fantasized about someone else while you're with your partner?
So like, is it like when you say fantasize, like, is it like just a regular person? Because definitely like a celebrity, the mind will drift, honey. But that sounds so shady. But yes, the mind will drift, honey. So I'll just flat out say, yeah, I've done it. I don't have no shame in my game. I've done it. What about yourself?
It wasn't necessarily a partner. I guess you could still say a partner because it was a sexual partner. But yeah, it was bad. It was like watching paint dry bad. I was like, okay, we gotta get this done. Like, bro, come on. Leave me alone. And it was like, it wasn't even a celebrity.
Oh shit. Well, listen, that's when it's bad. You ain't even reaching the celebrity bank, you just reaching somewhere else.
I had to channel another dude. I was like, okay. And they had the same name. This is so bad. But they had the same name and everything. And I was like, okay, we done. Thank God. Take me home. And it was so crazy because he was like, you want me to break your back again? Fuck you talking about? Break what? Sir.
No.
You did not first of all, stop calling me. And you did not even close to it. Who the fuck did? See,
like,
niggas be having the audacity. The hell? Now that I think about that, it makes me mad. And I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he got twins. I'm like, how the fuck did he get twins out of that? Anywho, different.
Oh, you petty. Oh man. Oh, girl, listen. It be like this sometimes. Oh, a mess. All right. So that was a short relationship portion, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and move into our next section. I forgot to write this one down. New books, TV, music, anything like that you listening to, watching, you want to recommend to the people?
I did download the DVSN or Division and Dolla signs. I had low expectations, especially from Division last album, because I'm like, why are we moving from this? What are you doing? Like, go back to the 1st September, the 5th album, and bring us on through, Daniel. What are you doing? It wasn't bad. Definitely better than the last album that they released. Of course, nothing can top September 5th. But it's a couple of like bops on there that I, got on repeat, that I added to my favorites playlist. What else I've been listening to? Been listening to her as well. And listen, I know Chris Brown is canceled. I be trying not to listen to him. But that damn song with him, Young Blue, and 2 Chainz, Baddest.
I know what you're talking about. Shit. It comes on every time I'm at the gym and I'm with you. Like, I'm trying not to listen to Chris Brown, but shit.
I'm like, I can't wait. I go on vacation. I have my badass dress on, like sexy mother. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. But like, that's my joint. Of course, him and Wale, I do. And I'm like, I cannot not listen to Wale. Like,
yeah.
I just can't. Like, it's my, like, yeah, I can't. So I definitely been listening to Angles. I think we talked about this on a previous show, but it's been so long ago. I tried to like the new Bruno Mars song. Did not like it.
Which one?
Though, Skate. It was him Anderson .Paak as well. Like, it's bad.
Okay.
It's bad.
I ain't heard nothing.
Listen, I heard they was like Bruno Mars new song and him and Anderson .Paak, Supersonic or Silk Sonic, whatever.
Right.
I was like, oh shit, let me go ahead listen to this. When it kind of like, if this ain't some bullshit,
underwhelming.
Mm-hmm. It's hell. And I listened to Tiana Taylor's last album. I like it a lot. Definitely.
You did a good job.
TV. I'm all caught up on Housewives of Potomac, so I need a new Housewife franchise to watch now. And I just saw it, and it's like making its round on Facebook, so I'm definitely gonna watch it to talk about it for next week. Clickbait. So I don't know if it's new on Netflix or not, but it's definitely making its rounds on social media, so I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yes, it came out over the weekend or sometime towards the end of last week, and I've been meaning to check it out. Oh, it is on the list because when I saw the previews for it, I was like, ooh, this looks good. So I'm with you on that one.
I'm definitely gonna watch that, and I want to watch A Quiet Place too. So those are the 2 things that I'm probably gonna watch.
All right. So on my end, I will say I'm with you in terms of Wale. I listened to his new track, Down South. And I mean, I feel like you can't go wrong with that old school Mike Jones beat. Like, every time I hear it, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, hello. It just take me back to that. That was a good era, boy. I don't care what nobody say. Back when Mike Jones and all them and Paul Wall, boy, that Paul Wall sit sideways. So listen, come on, man. That was a good time. I don't know. Maybe it's just a Southern thing. That was a good time during that time. So nonetheless, I listened to that new Wale Down South. I did get for what it is, you know. I'm looking forward to Florian too. I'm with I think everybody who listens to our podcast know that we love Wale. We support Wale. So we will probably listen to whatever he puts out Good, bad, or ugly. We listening to it. We rocking with it. In terms of shows, I checked out Really Love on Netflix. I enjoyed it. I hated the way it ended, but that's more of a me thing. Like, I'm not going to knock it for the way it ended, but I hated the way it ended because of the fact that I think that I'm so used to just seeing things wrap up. But I guess because it's supposed to imitate real life, that you have, not everything has a resolution. So it just kind of ends open-ended. But nonetheless, I thought it was really cute for what it was. You know what I mean? It wasn't overly complicated. It wasn't like this huge storyline or anything like that. It was a simplistic romance about two beautiful Black people looking extra moisturized and falling in love. And I dug it. Okay. But nothing Koofy, baby. Oh, baby. When I tell you he was looking extra moisturized. Woo. There was a scene when they was that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Koofy, holla at a player. But yeah, even listen, and how when the show, that's why I love when things are created by Black folks, is because every aspect of it, like from the lighting, the music, like everybody in the film looked good. Like Mac Wiles is cute, but he looked extra good. I was like, damn. I don't know if it was like the lights was hitting him. Like, okay, I see you out here. But yeah, so they did a really good job. And I also liked, it wasn't like any of like the stereotypical tropes in there. They just did a slight nod to DC, because obviously the film is based in DC. But they did a slight nod to DC and what's going on with them trying to get rid of shit. Why is my mind going blank right now? What's the music in DC? What's the music in DC?
Go.
Yeah, go. There it is. You are correct. But yeah, they did a slight nod to them trying to get rid of go. So in DC. So they had a save go moment in there. I dug that. But it's mostly about, artists. And the paintings in there were beautiful as well. I'm not sure. I can't remember they showed the actual real artist's name at the beginning of the film. They say based on the work used in this film is the artist, and they list his name. And I should have Googled it and put it up so I could say it on the show. But nonetheless, if you watch the movie, his paintings are really beautiful, just depicting Black life. It was just, it was a good, like I said, it was a good film for what it is. I'm not a huge romance person, as you guys know. I told you if I do watch romance, I normally watch rom-coms, but I will typically watch anything Black. So definitely check that out if you have the time, just to support it anyway. Also, this is one that I will not be watching. But I'm so proud of people for going out and checking out even during the pandemic, and that is CandyMan. We love Yaya over here. He is the star of it. And salute to the young lady. Her name is Nia DaCosta. She became the first Black woman director to score a #1 picture. So salute to her for that. Now, again, I normally support anything Black, but if y'all know me, y'all know I can't do CandyMan, y'all. I can't even watch the video. I can't even.
The dude on there fine too, and I still can't.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Y'all fine. I love him, but no, I can't do it. I can't. I've never been able to watch CandyMan. CandyMan is actually something that legitimately scares me. So nope, can't do it. Nonetheless, salute to all of y'all who did support it though and made it a #1. So happy for that. Outside of that, I don't think I've listened to anything new. I'm definitely, now that you said something about that Division and Ty Dolla $ign, because I love me some Ty Dolla $ign. I'm gonna go check that out. But outside of that, I can't think of anything else relevant that I've watched on there. I've been watching like mad stuff too, but most of it's been like repeats. So nonetheless, yeah. Anywho, that is it for new music, books, and TV. And you said that you didn't have a rant this week, right?
No.
Okay. So then I'm gonna move straight into the nerd moment of the week. These are just some quick hitters. Titan season 3 is on HBO Max. I'm going to wait. I think they're on like episode 6. I'm gonna wait till they get to the end of the season to do a review since they're already so far into the season. Shang Chi is going to be releasing this weekend. They're predicting that even during the pandemic, it's going to have a huge Labor Day release. I hope so. I hope that it does as well as like Crazy Rich Asians did. I just love to see that we're getting some diversity in superhero flicks. So I'm gonna probably go support it or support it in some way. Also, the PlayStation 5 for all those gamers out there. It restocked at a lot of the major retailers last week. Unfortunately, as quick as it restocked, they're all pretty much low on stock again. So if you didn't get yours in last week, you'll probably have to more than likely wait until around Thanksgiving or Christmas. I will say that they did say that GameStop did another restock on the 31st. So they did another restock yesterday. So if you're lucky, you may be able to get one from GameStop if you hurry up and try to put your order in. And then lastly, The Flash season 8 has begun filming. Obviously, it's beginning off with a 5-part crossover called Armageddon. So we've been seeing kind of set pictures and everything of them filming. So I'm excited to see that as well. And yeah, that's it in terms of the nerd moment of the week. Anything else on your end, Falan DeAnn?
Nothing else for me.
All right. So then, per usual, you guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Good night, guys.
Good night.